I'm going to teach everybody how to fold a surgical gown and how to properly wrap a surgical gown. So once your surgical gown is clean and washed, you want to fold it. And you want to make sure you have your drape material. You want to make sure you have your tape that lets us know when it's been processed and sterilized. You want to have a permanent marker and a sterile indicator strip. So let's get started. First things first, you want to make sure your gown is not inside out. So if it's inside out, it'll look like this. So this is the proper way. And then almost pretend you kind of want to find a nice flat surface area. So I'm going to use this exam table, whatever you want to call it. So, and then you want to almost think of this as you're dressing the doctor, and this is the doctor's back. So I'm going to dress the doctor. So you kind of go like this. You want to make sure nothing hits the ground, and you want to make sure you're doing this in the cleanest area. So I made sure the counter was all wiped down before I started. So again, double checking, making sure your gown's not inside out. And also before you get started, you want to make sure you're checking the size of your gown, and this is a large. So I'm going to take the arms and I'm going to fold the arms back like this. Fold the arms back like this. You want to try to do it as neat as possible. And then I'll come around here. I'm going to take this guy and we're going to go right in the middle and kind of just stretch everything. Like right here, see how it's crinkly? I'm going to just try to make it look as nice as I can. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. I'm taking this and we're going to meet in the middle. And the same thing, kind of pulling things. These little ties can just be put in the middle. Like that. And then we're going to do the same thing again. Again, we're going to meet in the middle. We're going to meet in the middle. At some points, you might think it is inside out when you see this, but don't worry. As long as when you were doing the table part, as long as your gown wasn't inside out at that point, you're still good. So once this is done, then we're going to do another fold like that. And then you're going to fold it accordion style. So you just kind of go like this. You go over one way, so like that. And then you're going to go under. Then you're going to go like this again. Like that. Keep going until you can't go anymore. And then like that. So that's how your gown is. Now with your drape material, it should look like this. This isn't exactly like cut perfectly. You kind of want it to try to make it look more like a square if you can. It will be easier for you when you're folding. So I'm gonna cut a little bit of it off. If you have better scissors, great. Try to make it as neat as possible. So see what I mean by it's more of a square instead of a rectangle. And then you're gonna place this right in the middle, and you're gonna take your sterile indicator strip and you're gonna place it right there. And then you're gonna start wrapping. So you're gonna take this, your corner piece, kind of like right in the middle of your gown, and you're gonna go back one time with it like this. And then I'm holding everything down and pressing towards me. And then I'm going to like this little part, I'm kind of like going to tuck it as best I can, like a little underneath the gown. That way it kind of starts getting everything tight. And I'm gonna go over like that. And I'm gonna do the same on this side. I'm tucking, and then I'm meeting it in the middle. So you kind of have like a little cross. And then with this stuff, I'm gonna fold in and start rounding it like this. And I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna tuck it in my little triangle thing that I made. Tuck, tuck, tuck. You want to leave a little bit out for the doctor to pull. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab your second drape material. And again, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna try to make it more square because it's easier for me. As you guys can tell, I'm not the best folder, but some people are great at it. I'm not the best, and that's okay. So again, cutting a little bit off. And some people don't do this either. You don't have to. It's what I like to do because it makes it easier. Now, with this little flare piece, I'm gonna point it towards me, and then I'm gonna do the same thing. So making sure my little pointy part is getting placed in the middle. We're gonna go down. I'm pulling it towards me, and I'm going to tuck it underneath. That way, this over here, everything's sealed, and then we're coming over. So there's that, and then I'm gonna do the same thing over here, kind of tucking it, pulling it tight, so it looks like that. And then the same thing, and we're gonna go down and start kind of curling it as neatly-ish as you can. And then you're gonna take it, and same thing, you're gonna tuck it. Tuck, 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 tuck. And same thing, you kind of wanna leave a little bit out. If you see something like this, you can just try to tuck it, but it should be okay. Now what I'm going to do, take your piece of tape, again, make sure it's your, it says completely steam indicator tape. That's what it says on the inside of this. And it has lines going across like so. And you don't need a whole lot. And then you're gonna go like this. And you're gonna put your initials where they're visible, and then the date. And you're gonna put whatever size gown it is. And then you're gonna put it in the basket for near the autoclave. So come with me, I'll show you. I'll also show you where you can find all your drape material and all of that. So this is going to go right inside this basket. And then your sterile indicator strips can either be found like sitting on this windowsill or in here in this drawer right here. Same with your tape. Your tape is in here, and if it's not in here, it's probably sitting over here because this is where we prep everything. Once the gowns are sterilized and they're good to go, you put them over here. And then they have, you know, and then this little white, or the white stripe turns black. And that's how we know they're clean. Let me know if you have any questions.